Yeah, so this is just a little intro to the sun sign videos that I'm putting up. So if you've listened to me before, you will know this already, but if you haven't, it's just to really explain how I do the readings. So, and I say this in some of the readings. I didn't know I was going to do an intro. I thought I'd better do one at the beginning. All right, so basically these are twin flame readings based around sun signs. So it's based around astrology. And in the way that I do these public collective readings is that it's in a very fluid way, okay? So first of all, yeah, it's based around the signs of the zodiac, but you could listen to any one of these readings and you will find some kind of clarity or understanding. So it's it's a lot more beneficial if you let go of whatever sun sign you are and don't try to apply it in some kind of, don't try and box yourself in. So, if you want to look at your chart and how the transits are affecting your chart at the moment and your twins chart, then and open it up. So open up the energy around you. I would listen to all of them. They're not very long. It's about 2 hours if you listen to all of them. I'm doing them in sections, air, water, fire and earth. So you can, have one a day or whatever. And just let them wash over you and let the wisdom sink in. Take what you need from it, leave what you don't. Don't start questioning in your head about what you don't need. So you don't want to go into conflict in your mind and start to get all worried and stressed about anything. You just want to stay fluid with it, go with the flow, and find a good feeling place around it. Okay, so that's the first thing. The way I use the tarot deck as well, just to explain, is my own particular way. So for me, the cards change, all right, because I shift, and this has gone on for years now, and when I shift, the cards will change meanings, and also that sometimes they'll tell me something with a card and the meaning will change. So I'll get a clairaudience that will mean, oh, that card means this now, all right? So the way I use the cards is kind of in accordance with wherever I am at my journey at the current time. Each card, if you view it as a little portal of wisdom, all right? So free yourself from all the understanding that you've ever had of what these tarot cards are when you're listening to my readings. Different if you're doing your own and you want to pin a meaning onto it, then that's fine. But don't go by the books with what I'm reading, because I'm a twin flame and I read for twin flames, and the meanings I have are always for twin flames, all right? So that's the other thing. I do readings and sessions, video readings with the cards, and Skype sessions for twin flames. Anybody else actually that wants to come with anything, but mainly for twin flames, because that's what I'm here for. So if you wanted to get in touch, my email address is in the description box below, and if you email me, I'll send you back all the details of prices and how I do the readings, and just in knowing that as well, because I like to remain, I work vibrationally, is that I don't like too many emails back and forth. So there's no need for feeling like you need to tell me your whole story by email or anything like that, because if I start to read for you, I'll get it all anyway. All right, it comes through source, it comes through your guides, your higher self, etc., and your twin's higher self. So just to say that. Is there anything else that I need to say? I don't think so. All right, no, that's it. That's the intro. I am going to be putting out readings every month, I hope. So, but by the moon cycle. So the next one will be at the full moon to the new moon, but the one after that will be from the new moon right through to the next new moon. So it'll be monthlies, but I'm starting this halfway through a month, so it's got to be 2 weeks. All right, so these are for the next 2 weeks, basically. Okay, lots of love. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being there. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for sharing all those things people say. Thank you for liking. Thanks a lot. Bye. So this is the readings for Earth, and this is from the new moon, beginning of January 14th, 15th, through to the full moon at the end of January. So just started to shuffle, and I had a card flip out again. So I'm just leaving that there for now. I'm going to do a bit more shuffling, and then we'll start off with Taurus. Taurus. What does Taurians? What do you want to say about Taurus? does that one say? Oh, well, it's the Ace of Cups that flipped out. Unconditional love. I think that's maybe just for everybody. Hey, because that applies to everybody. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Maybe the whole Earth signs this month, maybe the whole theme is unconditional love. It could be. Let's see. Alright, so Taurus first of all then. We've got head over heart, Two of Swords. So that is when the head is taking precedence over the heart. So it's when the thoughts are taking precedence over the feelings. Let's see what's next. The Tower ending. So this is a major ending that's coming up in relation to the interplay between the thoughts and the heart. So, you know, sometimes the thoughts over the feelings is a good thing, because your thoughts, if you're having really good thoughts, create really good feeling. But of course it could be the other way, because sometimes if you're having really negative thoughts, they can make you feel bad. So it's a duality card, Two of Swords. It's not all negative. The Tower is a major ending over the interplay between the thoughts and the heart. So all endings are good, in effect, right? Because we're always moving upwards in energy. We're always moving towards unconditional love. Love being source, right, and being the God energy. So we're always that's what ascension is, always moving upwards in terms of it's an evolution inside the self. So we've got an ending there regarding thoughts and feelings. And then we've got an ending in the mind, which is the Ten of Swords, which is the death of the thought process, basically. It's the ending of all negative thoughts, the ending of that sometimes very uncontrollable, thoughts that come in just randomly and almost attacking yourself with your own thoughts, right? Because you see the man is dead with all the thoughts sticking in him. So it's like your thoughts are hurt yourself, right? Thoughts that are not controlled, that you're not in awareness of, that you're not rising above, that you're not eliminating negative ones, of the negative variety, hurt you. So you hurt yourself with your own thoughts, basically, and that takes you out of feeling good. So what we've got here is an ending of that going on for Taurus. So either something's happened, because it could have just happened, that's bringing you into this, or something's going to happen that's going to swiftly move you into a better feeling place at the beginning of this year. This thing that's going to happen, it's not going to be about another person I don't get. Let's get another one out. Two of Pentacles. That is two people. It's up and down that goes on between two people. It's like a balancing. But I feel like what you're going to have, because it's about thoughts here, and harming one's own feelings with the thoughts, is maybe some realization about another person that leads you into a sudden ending of a way of thinking that's going to lead you more into the heart, which is the Ace of Cups, and bring you into a much more steady vibration. And we've got the King of Cups coming out on top of that. King of Cups is masculine heart energy. So these readings that I do are always for the feminine, because it's always the feminine who's going to be watching the YouTube videos, because the masculine only awakens through the feminine. But basically you're awakening the masculine to their heart energy through the process of you eliminating all negative thought, because the thoughts lead to feeling good if you're utilizing them in the right way, and feeling good is being in the heart. And you're leading yourself, first of all, to being in that heart energy, which is unconditional love. And then by you being there, because you're connected through mind and emotions and vibration and physicality, you're going to bring the masculine into being there in the heart. So it's like a process of unraveling what goes on in the mind in this case, because it's all here. We've got mind over heart and the ending of the negativity where you hurt yourself with your own thoughts in relation to this connection in the physical. So perhaps you're going to find yourself in the next 2 weeks, Taurus, just coming to the realization that every negative you thought about the person that you're connected to, in terms of either what went on in the past or what you envisage might happen in the future or what is going on right now, is in fact going to come to an end, and you're going to come out into just this understanding that you love that person. Because the understanding, and notice it's understanding, which comes in the mind, right? Well, actually it comes through everywhere, but for this we're talking about the mind, and the understanding that you love that person is where everything else that is in discord with that is cleared in terms of feeling. So this is about the feeling about another person, but how it processes through you in the mind. So this would be, for example, because we're talking physical connection here. So this could be, for example, you might have been coming around repeatedly to a thought inside your head about this person's activity in regard to love with somebody else. So maybe you've been having repetitive thoughts about them being with another man or another woman, and maybe those thoughts you've had about that are negative in terms of your perception. So, you know, it might be where you're in your head moaning and complaining about them being with someone else, or just like hurting yourself with thoughts of maybe that they're with somebody else and that means they don't love you. Because if you're thinking that, that's really hurting yourself. Or that they never loved you, or they're never going to love you again. That kind of thought is hurting yourself. So it could be something like that. You know, and then those kinds of thoughts always lead on to another thought, and often the other thought is a kind of revenge thought. Well, if they do ever contact me again, I'm going to say this to them, and I'm going to say that to them, and I'm going to hurt them back because they're hurting me right now in being with somebody else, and me feeling like this is hurting. So if they did ever talk to me, I'm going to straight away, I'm going to hurt them with my words. You see, there's all a chain reaction, and it's all not love. So. And that has to finish in you first. So this is this major ending that's coming about. This connection that is a twin flame connection, right, that operates through every single facet of being and human, is the operation of clearing all of this, right? So you go through a certain amount of this before you come into a cleared space. Unconditional love, right, is it's a complete setting free of any expectation, of any responsibility. So in terms of the past between you and that person that you're connected to, you're clearing as you go through the process all perceived responsibility between that connection, which is the very human things, right? Of like, they should be with me, or maybe they lied to me at one point, or I know they're lying to themselves being with another person, and that's wrong. So there's a judgment there. So you actually, this connection clears all of that, okay, human perception of what this is, until it brings you into the energy of let go. And in the let go is just this, I'll love them forever. And that's all. There's nothing beyond that. There's no, I'll let them go, I'll love them forever because of this, or because of that, or because of this, or because of that. There's no reasoning. Unconditional love has no reasoning. It operates from beyond logic. It's source energy. Source energy is not logic. Thought is logic, and source energy lies above thought in the spectrum of ascension. So you're arising into, you are ascending, and your ascension is that point of let go. I don't love because I just love. Is the way you come into unconditional love, and there's a cut off from any thought about that. So maybe that's this 2-week period is what you're coming into being, because you will do. If you're going through twin flame process, it's inevitable that you'll come into that, because it's part of the process. It's part of the unraveling of the human, part of the experience that leads to the higher energy, and that energy then can replicate into human form. All right, and watch the video that I'm going to put out after these readings, which is about that, okay, because it will really help explain how we create on earth, and how it's this connection is part of the creation process, the manifestation, but not just that. Okay, so that's Taurus. Now we're going to do Virgo. So what do you have to tell us for Virgo? Four of Wands, we've got vibration. So you'll see it's the Four of Wands, and that is how they talk to me. I'm going to tell you something really funny in a minute. Okay, so Four of Wands is the vibration. That means having your 4 feet on the ground, your vibration, your mentality, your thought processes, that is, your emotions, and your physical self. And that's why they've talked to me for a long time about having your 4 feet on the ground. You might have heard that in a personal reading if you've had one. And now we know why, because it's all of those things. I just want you to notice there's some bunny rabbits down here. So this is really funny, right? Bunny rabbits have 4 feet. The vibration that I've been in, and I'm a double Virgo, by the way. I'm in my vibration of having the 4 feet on the ground now, all the time. Purge is over completely. So, but one of the things I've been doing, when I was a child, I used to want to be a bunny rabbit. So when I went to bed at night, I'd burrow down to the bottom of the bed and I'd pretend to be a bunny rabbit. And because I'm in alignment, like my inner child, my ego, and my higher self are all intertwined inside me, all working in complete synchronicity now, because I've got my 4 feet on the ground. I spend a lot of the time jumping around the house. Having fun like bunny rabbits is what they say as I do that. So like my guides constantly come through me and we're like jumping around the house going, we're having fun like bunny rabbits. So just to tell you that, because I think that's it makes me laugh and it just improves my vibration. So 4 feet on the ground, vibration, jumping around like bunny rabbits. So bring out your inner child. That's what the message is. You see the child in the photo, in the picture? It's like this is saying, bring out your inner child. Be bunny rabbit. So this is for Virgo. That's what we got there. Create more of that. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is in the card. It's like a completion of relationship. So it's everything being in harmony in terms of relationship. And of course, that first of all has to start with the self. So that's what you're doing here in the vibration. The continuation of good vibration is to continually be an even better vibration, but in a way that's sustainable in a human self. You know, you go through periods on this twin flame process where you'll hit the highs of the highs of the highs of the highs of the highs, and then you'll hit the lows of 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 the lows. But you'll come to rest somewhere along the middle at 0 point, which is a happy, healthy, consistent vibration. And there'll be no need to hit the highs anymore, and there'll be no need to hit the lows. So the end of the purge and the completion of vibration inside the self is that happy relation that they're talking about in the number 10, really. But of course, from that, once you achieve that inside the self, then the next arriving, or the next arrival, or the next location, if you like, is the next conclusion, is the relationship outside of the self. But inside the self has to come first. So for all you Virgos out there, and again, it's not just Virgo, it's where you got Virgo, what your Virgo's doing. Is your Virgo active right now? How's it being aspected? What the transit's doing to where your Virgo is, or even the house that is Virgo, etc. Have a look at it all somewhere else, because I don't do that. And then we got the Sun. Sun is, again, it's vibration. Sun is 3. It's 21, so creation from vibration is what they're talking about there. So ultimately, everything in your life is created through your vibration. Every single thing. In terms of twin flame connection and manifestation of that energetic connection into the physical realm, it isn't you manifesting another person. People who aren't going through twin flame process, who aren't connected to one other beyond all others, will manifest and can manifest some other person into their life for the fulfillment of completion outside of themselves, for that happy relationship. But if you're going through twin flame process because you're connected to another above all others, the manifestation is only coming from your vibration in relation to that person's vibration. So it is a communication of vibration that arises at the manifestation of the twin flame connection into physical dimension. It's like poetry, isn't it? Or tongue twister. So, and it is, the whole journey is a twister, right? So there we have Virgo arriving at solid vibration. This is a solid structure of vibration. This means no going in and out of that. No more questions, no more wonderings, no more assumptions, no more doubts, no more fears. Harmony inside the self, happy relationship with the self, inner child taking precedence, leading the way in terms of your happiness and your human state, and all the good that can come from that. And when it's, like we said, when it's twin flame connection, that means manifestation of that ultimate connection, because when you're like that, the other person arrives at that vibration, creation of the feminine into what appears in the masculine, or through the masculine even, because this creation appears through the masculine in every sense. So it appears through the matrix, which is a masculine, and it appears through everything that is masculine coming towards you. So look for the signs. Let's go another route. Energy coming towards you, the devil. Look for the signs. So for example, just going back to my own experience again, because I'm Virgo, so I'm allowed to talk about myself in this one, is that I notice masculine coming towards me through the matrix in all different sorts of forms. I've got blackbird in the garden, who's my garden is his territory. He is the regular. He's chases off all the other birds. I've got Charlie the cat, who comes to sit on my windowsill. He's not my cat, but he's there when I wake up in the morning. If I let him in the house, he'll come in the house. If I turn a blind eye with the door open, he'll be in like a shot, sitting on the sofa with his head in the air like he owns the place. Masculine coming towards me. Even down to like the slug that I let in, the slug that I drew towards me, that was a man. So he thought he owned the place. So it's like you're drawing this to you. So look around you at what's you're drawing to you, because when you're drawing the masculine energy through the matrix, you're drawing it in all sorts of different ways. You know, it could be like another man as well, because that happens as well towards the end of the process. You might get lots of men winking at you, or just being, you know, chatty with you, chatting you up, whatever. So notice that. I'm going to put one more down for Virgo, then we're done. Emotions, 7 of Cups, so that's the emotional threshold. So basically you draw to you what's in your emotions. So there's always the 7 is lessons, right, which is work really. 7 of Cups. There's always this work of checking in with your feelings, and checking in. When you check in, you want to be looking for that feeling good. So you want to like keep a lid on anything that's not feeling good, and that's it. You have to check in with your head with that, and where your thoughts are at. So just being aware that whatever it is you draw through the physical dimension, you're drawing through your vibration, and that's thought created and feeling created. So because there's all sorts out there. Like I said, I drew slug into my house. Masculine he may have been, but he was still not what I wanted really. So, and it came from not feeling good before this whole thing finished. That was last year. So, all right. So just be aware of that. That's Virgo. So for the next 2 weeks, we'll say you've got to check in with your, you know, keep checking you're feeling good, because this is really good energy here. What you can draw to you, if you just make sure that you're being and you're feeling good. Jump up and down like bunny rabbits. Right. Capricorn. 10 of Pentacles. This is completion in the physical world. Abundance. Right, so abundance isn't just money, it's everything that is good that you can draw to you through the physical world. It's your treasure chest, right? So it's what you see as abundance. So everybody's got a different idea of what that is. In this case, it's your wishes coming true, your fruition. 8 of Pentacles, it's work again, physical world. Let's have a look at this. And 3 of Pentacles, creation in the physical world. So Capricorn, your guidance for the next 2 weeks is about the physical world and what lies there. Your creation of abundance through work. Whatever work it is you do, so that's your focus. So it's like get your nose down onto, put pen to paper, or just get your nose in a book, or do your work, whatever that is, your physical work, and focus on that, and from that abundance will come, you'll create more abundance. So maybe you've been feeling that anyway at the beginning of this year. Maybe you've been feeling more like, I want to get back to work, I want to get stuck in, I want to, you know, create something here. Maybe it's new work. It'll be different for everybody, but that's what they're talking about. Let's get another down. Ace of Swords, communication, brand new communication. Maybe some of you will be writing a book, starting to write a book, and from that abundance will come. Maybe some of you will be, well, whatever project, because really this Eight of Pentacles is working on a project. If you've got a book inside you that you've been trying to get out, this is the time to do it. Any other form of correspondence, this is the time to do it. They're saying with the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords also corresponds to learning the mind, through the mind. So any kind of study, any kind of work. That's what your advice is for the next 2 weeks. Letter writing. Letter writing, going on courses, studies, joining groups, joining projects, joining into like-minded people, any kind of discussion group, book group, all that kind of stuff. Writing letters about work as well. So maybe this is a really good time for you to start to apply for jobs, or apply for, you know, creating through work, applying for jobs, applying for anything to do with work, upgrading your work. Oh, look again, Page of Swords. So that's learning. So it's, you know, basically all those things they said, really applying for new work, creating abundance, concentrating on current projects and creating abundance, or courses of study, either applying for them or being on them, and creating abundance through like adding more strings to your bow. So that's what it is for Capricorn. It's only 2 weeks. I know it's about work, but we're only doing this. It's only this energy running up to the next full moon. So that's what we got for you. Maybe you've got some loose ends to finish up as well in terms of work, so that you can be free. You know, maybe you've got something you're reading and you're about to finish reading it, and then you'll have that clarity and understanding and you'll be free. It could be something as simple as that. If you've got an unfinished book lying around that you know has got something in there for you, some kind of need to know, it's time to finish reading it. All right. Okay, so that's the earth signs. So we're going to come back with the last one, which is the air signs, in a minute. And again, email in the description box below if you want to book for a personal session or reading. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.